Alright guys, week 7 address coming at you. We are officially in the backstretch of the season. The second half is underway. Had a good first half. Pretty much everyone's still on the hunt for the playoffs. So if you're 1-5, Jason, or you're 2-4, a lot of other people, there's still a chance, there's still hope. Just start scoring points and start winning games, because it's all on you from this point on. We're going to run through the matchups this week. We're not even going to look at the next week. I got some other stuff I'm going to delve into. So let's just get this video started. Alright, so we will start this off with an injury report. We're only going to go over one big injury, and that is Aaron Rodgers. Jason, we didn't think your team could get any trashier. I mean, you're sitting at 1-5. Your team looks bad. I mean, you were making trades, though, and we'll get into that. I mean, you've been active all year, but, I mean, this was just nail in the coffin. Your season's over, Jason. I don't think you're making the playoff. Now, it is possible, though. I mean, it is very possible for you to make it, but A-Rod's out. He's out for your fantasy season, most likely. I mean, you're just going to have to try and get rid of him, get something out of him for someone who's, I don't know, in our Super Bowl, but another injury is non-football related, but I do want to talk about it. Gordon Hayward suffered a very bad season-ending injury, I'm assuming. If you're queasy to these kind of things, look away, but I'll throw it up here. I put it in the group chat. It's not good. And it stinks because he just signed a huge deal with Boston, and he's a good guy. So I just wanted to say that those two injuries were huge. So let's give a moment of silence for those two, and also just an official league moment of silence for Hugh Hefner as well, his recent passing. So yeah, I think it's well deserved. Those guys deserve those moments of silence. They deserve our respect. They've contributed a lot to their sports and to their respective fields. If you want to put Hugh Hefner in there, man, it's just bad to see people like that go down or go out. Sorry. Let's run through the Week 6 matchups. Try to make it quick, and we'll get on to some other stuff. First matchup from Week 6. Name change. You know, back from whence you came. Blaine Egemeyer took down for Netflix and Chill, Coach Therrell's team. He said to stop talking about the Egemeyer curse, and it's not real, but the stats say otherwise. For Netflix and Chill has been promising the last couple weeks, but only put up 85 this week. Typical Blaine Egemeyer matchup. Blaine, you put up 114, so again, I mean, you put up some points, but and what's funny is, yes, for Netflix and Chill, your name player, whatever, Leonard Fournette, did put up 21, but he also went out with an injury. So Blaine's injury to, like, good players is still happening. So I think he hyperextended his knee or something and was out for the rest of the game. I mean, I think he's fine, but just the fact that that happened, it's every week. Jameis Winston, I just realized, went out too, so he only had 2 points. I just realized this when I pulled it up. Jameis Winston and Leonard Fournette went out of the game with injuries. I mean, dude, if you don't believe in the damn curse by now, then like, I'm sorry, that might have been too much, but I mean, it's a real thing. Like, it's happening, and it happened again this week. I'm done with this. Next matchup, we're gonna go the two dreaded monster Knicks team versus the premature scoregasms, Alex's. The two dreaded monster put up 143 Another huge performance from Melvin Gordon. Alex only with 102. I mean, 102 is respectable, but when someone's putting up 143, not much you can do. I mean, Nick, your team's on the up and up. Your team is on the up and up. You're looking good. Nutty Buddies, Jason's team versus 2 Girlies, 1 Cup. I don't know if the Eggemeyer curse is now just both of them, because it seems like Coulter is getting a little bit of luck here with another low score and Jason with 88. And Aaron Rodgers went out. We've talked about that, so that's not good. Jason, your team is... You got to come back of the season if you make the playoffs. I don't care how you do. If you just stay out of the losers bracket and make the playoffs, I consider the season a win for you. You're basically just kind of a team that's going to get in other teams' ways and ruin their playoff hopes or seedings at this point. You're playing for upsets, really. But Coulter, I mean, your team's still putting up points. We're going to go into this later in the video, but again, his running back 2, 0.4 points. I keep telling you to just put a damn fullback in there. It'd be funny, but I guess, you know, you got a little bit of that Eggemeyer curse, too, so you don't really need a running back, too. Again, Antonio Brown, he has 700 yards so far this year. He's on pace for 2,100. That would be, obviously, an NFL record. The record is Calvin Johnson with a little over 1,900 yards, so if AB can get 2,000, that'd be pretty sweet. We are witnessing history at this point. Next up, Steve McNair's shotgun offense. Colin versus House Starkathion, Hunter's team. Semi-close game. Kirk Cousins pulled through again, though, for Colin's team. So he won 133 to 118. DeMarco Murray finally got himself a touchdown. I guess that's good for you. But everyone else on your team just did eh. Rams D with 21, I guess that freaking helps. Collins just... His team just finds a way to win, so I'm not even going to be mad. You know, he won. Hunter, let's see. Jordy, I think Rodgers going out affects him a lot. I think he'll still get points, but just not as much. But Hunter, your team's really not looking bad. You just had to play Colin this week. But next up, we have Tom Bradley... Brad versus Let's Get Rollin' and Partney's team. And Partney with another win, to be expected. I think a lot of us picked him. We'll go over who picked who here after I get through with everyone. But Brad with 92 just couldn't put up enough to beat him. If there was a week to beat Partney, it's the last 2. I think he's, you know, not put up the 120 plus like he sometimes does. But yeah, last matchup here is going to be my team, who had a recent name change, versus Don't Stop Belavion, Jeremy's team. He whooped me. I put up 118, he put up 133. I mean, he's just got too much firepower on that team right now. I mean, he's got a top 10 QB, he's got the freaking best running back, besides Melvin Gordon, but I think he's the best. Devontae Adams, touchdown machine. Mike Evans, monster. Crabtree, like, can I get a break, Jeremy? Like, you got the damn Monstars over there. Just couldn't put up enough. I got 30 and 24 from my running backs, and it wasn't enough. Like, sucks. Okay, we're gonna go over who picked who. Not that it matters, but I do have to pull it up because I don't have it written down right now. Oh gosh, okay, adding that stuff up takes a while. So, okay. So with Blaine versus Therrell, 7 of you picked Therrell to win that matchup. And he lost, so the league lost on that one. Nick versus Alex, 7 of you picked Nick. The league was right. Jason versus Coulter, 6 of you picked Jay, actually. So Jason, you didn't pull through for the league. You're not going to pull through for yourself this season. But, oh, by the way, we only had 10 votes. Hunter didn't vote. Alex voted for himself. I think we can expect a me vote from Alex every time, which is fine. I guess, whatever. Colin versus Hunter. 9 of you voted for Colin, and he pulled through for the league. Brad versus Partney. 9 of you voted for Partney. He won. and 8 for Jeremy versus me. You guys were right. Jeremy beat me. So the person who had the most right was Coulter. He got all 6 right. He picked every single one right. Next up was Blaine, got 5 right. If he would have just picked himself, he would have gotten 6 as well. So the freaking Eggemeyers are just running the table on everything. Guys, we can't let them just take this league over like this. We got to put up a fight. No more of this. All right, Coulter. I see you're busy eating, but you know what? We'll make it quick. Glad to have you on this segment of Ain't Nobody Got Time for That. I want to just, let you kind of ramble on for a couple minutes about your thoughts on this league and what you don't have time for.
Mr. Commish, it's an absolute pleasure to be on the show today. I'm going to keep this short and sweet so I'm not late to class right now. Just want to start out. First thing, I don't have time for all you people complaining about this dang Eggemeyer curse. You guys think we got some special path to be the top of the leaderboard, but in all honesty, you guys are just underperforming. That's not our fault. You look at the stats, you got us at 1-4 in the points for, I believe, and I don't see any curse there. Like, that's just us performing real well. So, first of all, no curse there. And then, all you people picking up all the waiver wire additions that I want. I've been looking for a running back 2 all season, ever since Danny Woodhead, Danny Sproles. All my running backs have been going out with injuries. Every single running back I've tried to pick up, I haven't got one. Most of you people don't even need running backs. You're just stashing them on your bench. While I'm struggling at the running back 2 position, getting 0.1 points from Jamal Williams, 0.4 from Shane Green. I mean, just not very cool. And I don't appreciate that. Just want to keep this real quick. I want to say a couple things about each team. We got Blaine's team. Back from which you came. I don't know how you're doing so good, honestly. Your team is pretty bad. On paper, they look bad, but they're performing good for you, so good for you. You'd be a force to reckon with for sure if you still had David Johnson, so congrats to you. Coach Partney, I'm going to say you have the most overrated team in the league. You have a bunch of average performers that are overplaying themselves this year, other than Devontae Freeman, who's not having the best year so far. Reed, your team's slowly falling apart. You had a fast start there, but I hope Zeke gets suspended real soon because that stuff's just starting to tick me off. Coach Sparrow, your team's kind of trash. You got 2 dang good receivers, but other than that, you're struggling at the running back position and you're struggling at the tight end, I believe. ASJ is doing you all right so far, but I don't know if you can turn that around. Alex, I thought your team was going to be all right, but then OBJ went out, so your team's trash now. Nick, I don't know how I feel about your team. I always thought you had a better team than what everybody gave you credit for, but receivers aren't doing what you need, and you're getting here and there performances from your big-time running backs, so hopefully you can turn that around. Jeremy, you might have the best team on paper, but your general manager skills are absolutely horrible. Your team can't come together, and they never will, and so you'll be sitting at the bottom of that leaderboard like always. Alex, I want to add something. You should have gave me Alvin Kamara when you could have. I hope he breaks a leg or something and can't play anymore like OBJ. Hunter, I feel like you have one of the better teams out there too. Honestly, you have 3 of, I'd say probably the top 20 receivers now that you have Kelvin Benjamin, but you just can't bring stuff together either. Hopefully you can turn that around. Brad, not even going to say anything about you. Jason, I don't know what you're thinking on some of these trades, giving up Mike Evans like you did, but that was really bad. But Reed, thanks for having me on. I'm going to head to class so I'm not late. Again, I'm tired of all this Eggemeyer curse stuff. not happening. It's not our fault. We're so good at fantasy football. And then, last but not least, I don't really need an RB2, as you guys know, but stop picking up running backs so I can finally have one. Thanks for having me on the show.
All right, Coulter. It was good to have you on. It was a last-second pickup because I was slacking and I didn't have anyone for this week. So I appreciate you taking the time out of your what seems to be lunch break and getting on the show. Let me regather my thoughts and we'll get into this next segment. Part of it has to do with Coulter, your problem, and not having an RB2 and people stealing it off the waivers. So I'm going to get into that. Okay, I forgot to put this in. I'm putting it in after. I hope it goes well. But Coulter, your running back 2 situation, I wanted to talk about it really quickly. Sorry, Jeremy, I know you picked the thing and I was going to talk about your team, but I really wanted to talk about Coulter's RB2. So, Coulter, week 1, you put up 6.7 from Woodhead, and then he got hurt. Week 2, Blaupow gave you 1.3. Week 3, Darren Sproles 1.1, 17.9, 0.1, 0.4. So if you take all those running back 2 numbers and divide by 6 and get your average that you're getting from that spot, it's 3.3 a week. I've been telling you just to play the fullback. It'd get you that. Now let's take out that 17.9 that 1 week and see what it is divided by 5. So you take the 1 week out, you're averaging 1.9, so not even 2 points. I mean, either way, it's really bad both, but just think if you had a running back too. Think if Woodhead was healthy. Because I don't think you've been, changing your team much. Your team would be scary. Anyways, I just wanted to go over that. I wanted this week to be a pretty short video, so we don't need to get into Jeremy's team. I'm still mad about how I lost. So, Coulter, your problem with not picking up an RB2, and it's almost too late in the season now. It's going to take an injury for you to find someone that's worth your time. But let me explain to you guys, now that we are over halfway through the season, if you didn't already know how the waiver wire worked. Once you make a pick, you go to the bottom. So if you have 2 things on the waiver wire that you want, you'll pick the first one, you'll go to the bottom, and if no one takes your second option, then you get them, and then you go back to the bottom. Coulter, I don't know what you've been picking up. I haven't been paying attention. But if you would have just put in one waiver wire offer for one guy and you didn't get him, then you wouldn't lose your spot and you'd just bump up and you would have kept bumping up. I've done it already and I got Jerick McKinnon out of it. So if you would have just sat there and waited patiently, you would have gotten a really good running back by now off the waiver wire. But instead, I think you're using your waiver picks to pick up trash. I don't know, maybe defenses or kickers when yours goes on bye or something. I don't know, but if you just work your way up and then just sit there at the top, Colin gets it, he's up there right now. Partney gets it, he was up there. Then you would have had your pick of anyone you wanted on the waiver wire. So I'll tell you now because, chances are you're not going to jump me because I'm at number 2, I think, and I'm waiting for someone good. I know Colin is too, so you screwed yourself general manager-wise by doing that. Okay, so more waiver wire and transaction news. I'm going to do this live so that I don't have to cut this up. We did have some trades happen this last week, just recently. So the first trade was Jason. Obviously, he's always trading. Oh no, the first trade I think actually was Nick. So another Walker who's active in trades. Traded away Carson Wentz and Sterling Shepard over to Blaine for Devin Funchess and Big Ben. Nick, Wentz is good. Big Ben's not. Sterling Shepard is now the number 1. Funchess is kind of a number 2, puts up, wide receiver 1-ish numbers. So I don't know what you were thinking there. You could have definitely gotten more out of Wentz. But whatever, you accepted it. We pushed it through. I don't know. That's the first trade. Okay, so we got Jason now making a trade with Colin. He finally got rid of Jordan Reed, who hasn't been performing yet. Looks like he's as healthy as he's going to get all year. He's still a little banged up, but Jason traded Jordan Reed and Aaron Jones, kind of a crappy running back, for Kittle, the San Francisco tight end, and Buck Allen. So Jason pretty much just got Buck Allen for Jordan Reed, and then kind of a filler at tight end. So, you know, good enough. Jason needed a running back. Colin wasn't going to use Buck Allen. He's going to use Jordan Reed. So, you know, good for both. But then, like, I don't know, not even 30 minutes later, Jason goes and pulls this deal and gets rid. He had Buck Allen on his roster for, I don't know, all of 30 minutes. He trades Buck Allen and Tevin Coleman, so 2 running backs, playable running backs, but not running back ones by any means, over to Blaine, who made another trade. So these two made 2 trades on the day. So he traded over Tevin Coleman, Buck Allen, and the Eagles for Christian, McCaffrey, Macklin, and the Lions D, because Blaine had 2 defenses on bye. So let's look at it. Tevin Coleman's going to get you, he's gotten, I think, double digits every game. So he's going to get you, like, you know, decent points every week. Buck Allen's going to get you decent points every week. He's the pass-catching back in Baltimore, even though Alex Collins seems to be eating into his carries. Only time will tell. No one knows what's going on in that backfield. But so Blaine gave up McCaffrey basically for 2 good enough running backs to play in his lineup. I don't like that decision. But either way, Jason, he turned Buck Allen and Jordan Reed into McCaffrey. And a good defense, too. The Lions' D is actually really good. So, Jason, you finagled your way into a decent trade. Your owning is... Your owner rating is going up by the day. Although, I might need to set a cap to trades. I mean, I don't like seeing 15 trades a day. It's interesting, but it's like... I don't know. Okay, so... Those trades happened. Another trade that I was actively pursuing was I was trying to trade Martavis and Latavius Murray for one person. I was trying to do this hard. I was just trying to give them away for anyone of value. Because my plan, and it backfired. I should have just dropped freaking my tight end and played no tight end. I wanted to get rid of those 2 for basically nothing, so I could open up a roster spot and pick up David Johnson, who's on the IR. Earliest timetable to come back is the Thanksgiving week of games, so he would be back. He would have been back before Zeke got back, so then I would have had Zeke and him at my running backs come playoffs if I make it. So I couldn't get a trade done, and I was like, I'm not going to drop anyone. I don't think anyone will pick him up, and I'll just take him on free agents this morning at 4 because I'm the first one up. Backfired. Alex picked him up on the waivers. So I am going to dub that one of the better waiver pickups of the year, only because he is so good, and Alex has nothing really to lose by putting him on his roster. I don't know if Blaine should have dropped him. In my other league, the guy held on to him. I think everyone who can afford to hold on to him should have held on to him. But Alex, great freaking pickup. You haven't contributed much to the actual football portion of our league. You had a lot of humor. You had a lot of trash talk, which is 90% what I care about. It's a good pickup. I like it. So you got DJ on your bench. Whether or not you make the playoffs, whether or not he's like your savior to not get last, it doesn't matter. He's going to help you out. It's not like you had a great bench that you're losing someone. So I just wanted everyone to know that Alex just picked up David Johnson, and it doesn't mean anything right now. Who knows? It might not mean much because Adrian Peterson might, have an established role. But I thought that was a great pickup. That's it for the waivers, though. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the Week 7 address. I love the effort everyone's still putting into this league. No one's tanking. No one's giving up. Lots of trades going on. Lots of trash talking. I really like it. And it's only going to get better come freaking closer to the playoffs, all right? We're going to have teams fighting for spots. We're going to have teams losing spots. We might see some tears, okay? But you know what? That's what this league's about. You know, we're all men here.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
We don't cry. We push through, and we make the playoffs. Playoffs? Let's go.